Rabbi, you're good.
All right, thank everyone for joining. Even though the word got out, Rabbi Kalish wasn't going to be here. So look, Rabbi Kalish was willing to go all the way to Pennsylvania to avoid having to listen to me. But thank you everyone. It's really so nice to be back. Be back with the guys of the special chevra. Waterbury is has a large place in my heart, and just like the alumni, I understand most of the chevra that joins are alumni. Just like the alumni carries Waterbury with them, I'm a bigger alumni. I was in yeshiva for 20 years. You guys were maybe there for 5, 6 at best. So it's really nice to see the guys. It's a real mysterious nefesh on my part to say the shir today, because before Pesach, I don't know if anyone remembers, but I gave a shir once before Pesach over Zoom, and I put in the password information, which was Rabbi Yanofsky's, and the next few weeks, no matter how hard I tried to get my Heichal Zoom, go on my account, it always went back to Rabbi Yanofsky, and I had to keep on erasing it. And now I know, as I had to put Rabbi Yanofsky back into my computer, the next month is going to have to keep switching it back. It's a tremendous mysterious nefesh, but it's more than worth it to be with the chevra. I want to share with you a Mishnah Pirkei Avos. I know Rabbi Kalish has been saying on Pirkei Avos incredible Torah. I remember many years ago, Rabbi Kalish already was saying on Pirkei Avos in the Beis Medrash for Waterbury. So I want to learn with you a Mishnah, and Rabbi Kalish did not get to yet, and then he'll do more justice to the Mishnah when he gets to it. The Mishnah says in Parag Gimel, it's Mishnah Tes in the Sidurim, but in the actual Mishnayos, I'm sure it's earlier. Mishnah Vav or Zayin maybe. Rabbi Yaakov says, "A mahalech b'derech," someone who's traveling on the road, the Shaina, and he's learning Torah. So this is a heilige Jew who's Mekayim b'shivtecha v'veisecha v'leftecha v'derech. He's learning as he's traveling, as he's walking on the road. Umafsik b'mishnasa, and he interrupts his learning. Va'aymer, and he says, "Mana ilan zeh, how beautiful is this tree? Umana nirza, how beautiful is this plowed field?" I'm not sure why a plowed field, would be something we'd call out as something beautiful. We'll leave that as a question. Maybe Rabbi Kalish will say a pshat. But malal of a kasav kilo b'schayev b'nafshay. Hashem considers it like he's chayev misa. It's a tremendous sin. The Mishnah says that somebody stops his learning to admire the tree, admire the beautiful field. The simple explanation for the Mishnah is this is a bittul Torah. Bittul Torah is one of the most chamer averas, and the person's mevatel Torah. And even though he's admiring the creations, and maybe even he's admiring the creations of Hashem, but nonetheless, it's still bittul Torah. But I would like to offer 2 other ideas. One idea I had in the past, and I want to add a new idea which I thought of yesterday, which is why I chose this Mishnah, because this idea came to me in preparing for this shir. One idea, which is an important idea, is that we know Chazal tell us we're coming to the Yontif of Shuas, we're celebrating the Kabbalah Torah. Chazal tell us Talmud Torah, we say every morning, Talmud Torah K'neged Kulam. That Talmud Torah is equal to all the other mitzvahs. The Vilna Gaon says every word of Torah is equal to 613 mitzvahs, which is unbelievable to think about it. We're going to learn together, Mitzvah Bezos Hashem, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is. It'll come out to about 700,000-800,000 worth of mitzvahs. A person that comes out over the course of a year to a few thousand mitzvahs a day. So in a half an hour of learning, a person could learn more, maybe a lifetime worth of mitzvahs. That's how precious it is, the mitzvah of learning Torah. It's hard for us to grasp why it is that way. Perhaps that's why Torah is called a chayk in b'chukosai telechu, that the value of every word of Torah is just beyond our comprehension. Something we always have to remind ourselves of. Every word of Torah is beyond our comprehension. But why is Torah so precious? Talmud Torah K'nei Kulam. Torah is so precious because Hashem is going to give so much reward. But is there a reason for that? We don't fully understand it, but what's going on? Hashem just likes Torah better, gives more reward for it, you get paid more money for learning Torah. What is it about Torah that's K'nei Kulam? So the Ramchal says in Derech Hashem, that Hashem infuses his Kedusha into the Torah. And when a person learns Torah, he connects to the Kedusha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So I came across, I was reviewing a Maral recently that I quoted. The Maral says that the Maral brings a pasuk when describing Torah. He brings a pasuk in Devarim. I'm trying to remember which parsha right now. The pasuk says, Kihu chayecha va'erech yamecha. He brings a pasuk that Torah we say in Daven, Kihem chayenu va'erech yameinu. And he brings a pasuk, right? And where's that from? It's a pasuk in Devarim, and Sefer Devarim, Kihu chayecha va'erech yamecha. What is that pasuk talking about? So if you look at the pasuk, it's talking about not learning Torah. It's talking about Hashem. It doesn't say he, it says who. It's Hashem. The pasuk says you should love Hashem and you should cleave to Hashem. Kihu chayecha v'orech yamecha, because Hashem is your life. Hashem is the length of your days. So why is the Maral bring it in regards to Torah? And then I realized it's a Gemara. Anyone can tell me which Gemara brings this pasuk, Kihu chayecha v'orech yamecha, in reference to Torah? Anyone know? All right, you'll test somebody. Where's this pasuk? Kihu chayecha v'orech yamecha, referenced in Torah. So I'm aware of once. Someone else posted a second. I have to double check that one. But the Gemara Brachas on Samachal from a base. When Rabbi Kiva was challenged, and Papas ben Yehuda said to Rabbi Kiva, why are you teaching Torah? The Romans are going to kill you. And Rabbi Kiva said, you can't live without the Torah, like a fish cannot live out of water. And Rabbi Kiva brings a pasuk, this very pasuk, of Kihu chayecha v'orech yamecha. He says you can't live without the Torah, it's your life. But if you look up the pasuk, it's not talking about Torah. It's talking about Hashem. It says to love Hashem and cleave to Hashem. Kihu chayecha v'orech yamecha. Try to tell you where the pasuk is if you want to look it up. So pasuk is in Dvarim, it's Perek Lamed pasuk Chaf. The pasuk says to love Hashem and attach yourself to Hashem because He is your life and the length of your days. So apparently we see from Rabbi Kiva the reason why he brings the pasuk for Torah, because that's how we connect to Hashem. Just like Hashem is your life and the length of your days, Hashem is the source of all life. When you connect to Torah, that's how we connect to Hashem. The reason why Talmud Torah is K'nei Kulam is because it had Kadosh Baruch Hu's Kedusha. Hashem is wrapped Kaviyachal in the Torah. So you don't just get more reward for it. You get more reward for it because it's that much more powerful. Take all the Kedusha of 613 mitzvos, and pack that into one word of Torah. That's how much Kedusha is in Torah. That's why there's so much reward for Torah, because there's so much Kedusha and so much power in Torah. So I want to suggest a pshat in the Mishnah. Pshat number 1 is that a person's in the middle of learning, and he's learning a sugya, an erchin, eruvin. He's learning a Gemara. Maybe he's not so into it. He's learning a Gemara. And as he's learning, he notices outside this beautiful bird, a beautiful tree. He says, oh, wow, Marabu Masecha Hashem. and he feels it's worthwhile to stop his learning, to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to admire the creations of Hashem, because that's where he'll be inspired, from the creations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So for that disrespect, he doesn't realize that the greatest connection to Hashem, the greatest impact on a person, a greatest kedusha, is learning Torah. So that's the Mischai B'Nafshe, not just for Bittul Torah, but for disrespecting the Torah, that there's something much more powerful. Even though it doesn't take you necessarily at the moment, the Torah is much more powerful. Then we should study creation, but not in the middle of learning, not in the middle of learning Torah, because Torah is much more powerful than that. I want to say another pshat, which came to me in preparing for this shiur, and that is the Olam is so fortunate to have a Rebbe like Ray Kalish. He's my Rebbe too, and he says over such beautiful divrei Torah. It's so incredible that every time I listen, now I'm not traveling as much, so I haven't been listening as much, but I'm in the car a lot, and I listen to Ray Kalish shiurim all the time. The divrei Torah is so incredibly beautiful. I know the Olam appreciates it, and the Olam is, it's a big Kiddush Hashem. The Olam learns with Ray Kalish every day and every night, and understandably why, because the Torah and the Chizuk is so incredible. But we have to first stop and realize what an unusual, it's so unusual. I'm a little older than you, and I've heard shiurim and I've heard Torah, and I still, every time I hear Ray Kalish, I'm nispal, I'm amazed. How is it? You think after you hear somebody once, twice, third time, fourth times, after a while you become less impressed. You're used to it. The person's just has beautiful divrei Torah. The person's just a beautiful person. And every single time I hear a shiur from Ray Kalish, and even though some of the things I may have heard parts and pieces, but there's always additions, and I'm always nispal. I'm always nispal by the Torah, and I always enjoy listening. And I've been listening to Ray Kalish for many years, many years. 20 years I've been listening to Ray Kalish and watching. It's unbelievable gift that I know cherish, just to appreciate that we're zocha to such a Rebbe, such an impact, such inspiration in our life, is such a gift that we're zeicha to. We have to understand that Ray Kalish is saying over is the beautiful ideas of the Torah. Ray Kalish is bringing out an incredible way that very few people are able to do. The beautiful, beautiful insights of the Torah. A person's in the middle of learning Torah. Imagine you're in the middle of listening to Ray Kalish's shiur. During my shiur, I could understand. You're in the middle of listening to Ray Kalish's shiur, and he's saying a pshat in Pirkei Avos, an incredible pshat in Pirkei Avos, and you stop and say, "Oh wow, look at that beautiful bird, Hashem, Marabu Masach Hashem. Look at that beautiful bird. Look at that beautiful tree." You're a fool. What do you mean the beautiful bird? Look at you're listening to beautiful Torah, something much more beautiful. Something much more beautiful than the beautiful bird and the beautiful tree and the beautiful sky. You're hearing unbelievable, beautiful divrei Torah. That it's a disrespect to the Torah, a little different than the first chat we said, that you don't appreciate mana Torah zu. Mana Torah zu, how beautiful is this Torah that Hashem gave us, how beautiful are the words of Torah, that they're more beautiful to me, more precious to me than even the most beautiful scenery in the world. That's perhaps a disrespect of the person that interrupts his learning, and he says, "Mana ilan zeh." If you're in the middle of hearing and seeing something so beautiful, you're not going to be looking at something else that's far less impressive, far less beautiful. I think it's important that we find our own beauty. We find our own beauty in the Torah. Obviously, the Bachram, the alumni, Yungalite, listening to Ray Kalish, see the beauty. It's very easy to understand why the beauty of Ray Kalish is divrei Torah. But I just want to segue a little bit, an idea that we need to find our own connection, our own Torah that we find attractive to us, that we find beautiful to us. I'm gonna broach on a little bit of dangerous waters, but hopefully you'll understand what I'm saying and use it the right way. I'll explain. When I was 22 years old, about 22, I'd been going to shiur and learning slow, for many years, at least in the morning. I always like learning faster on my own, right? Shmuley K will know what I'm talking about. I like to learn faster. I like to learn faster myself. And first Seder was a very big struggle for me. First Seder was a very big struggle. The Rabbi said we're going to do this Taisus today, this today, and I didn't always necessarily, was into whatever the Rebbe's question. Maybe I didn't like the kasha. Maybe it wasn't the question that I had focused on first Seder. I struggled for first Seder. I'm sure some of you relate to it. Some may not, but I struggled. And at some point, I was still a bacher. But at some point, I said I can't do it anymore. I had a very good chavrusa. Baruch Hashem. My chavrusa was much more advanced than me. But he was a great chavrusa. Today he's a Rebbe in the Mir, Rav Meir Wursager, Shlita. He's awesome in learning. I had a great Rebbe. I had Rav Arieli, but I wasn't getting a sipuk. I enjoyed shir, but I wasn't satisfied. I felt like I could do more. I felt if I spent the whole day learning in Mesivta straight, I would accomplish much more than just learning a few lines. And the Mir goes fast, but learning a few lines, 10 lines, whatever it was. I felt I needed to do something different. My Rebbe, Ray Kalish's Rebbe, Ray Perry, taught us to be independent. And I decided that I was going to stop going to shir and I'm just going to learn. I was learning myself really. I didn't have a chavrusa, but I learned myself pretty much the whole day. Mesivta by Mesivta for a long time. And I remember when I told my Rebbe at the time, one of my other Rebbeim in the Mir, and he looked very upset. He looked upset. I'm not saying he was wrong. For me, I think he may have been wrong, but his perspective, where he was coming from, it wasn't wrong. Why I say it's dangerous? Because when a bacher is 18 years old, 19 years old, sometimes we don't give things enough of a chance. I don't like beer. I always feel left out by the Shalom Zachar when everyone's drinking beer. Shabbos morning, Kiddush, people are eating herring. I always feel left out. Listen, we all have our problems. Probably I realized that maybe if I keep on drinking beer, maybe I'll eventually develop a taste for it. Maybe I'll like it, but it doesn't seem valuable enough for me to push that agenda. Torah is like wine. Torah is a bit of an acquired taste. A person may start learning something or hearing shir or learning Ian, and it doesn't go, he doesn't enjoy it. So he runs right away. He runs to something else. Maybe you say, I don't enjoy Gemara. I'll learn Navi. I'll learn Musar all day. A person, it needs a Rebbe's help because it needs honesty. But on the other hand, I think that it's important that every person understands that a person has to create his own path in Torah. It's an amazing thing. A bacher is 22 years old and he drops out of shir and he learns faster. People will look, we don't care about that stuff, but people will look and say, oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's not going to shir. And all of a sudden the guy gets married, he's in Kailul and there's a blad chabur in the Mir and they're learning a blad a day. It's all of a sudden became mutter. All of a sudden it became okay because now he's eating gaman in the blad chabur. It's unbelievable how foolish some of our perspectives are. That this Gedalim never followed typical paths. Again, you have to be careful of what I'm saying here. But Gedalim never followed typical paths. Gedalim did not do what everyone else were doing because they had gadlus and they saw that this is what works for them and this is how they need to learn. The Gemara says in Avodah Zarah Daf Yutes Amud Aleph, Ein Adam Laimed Al Mash Libay Chafetz. A person does not learn only what his heart desires. Torah is supposed to be enjoyable. Torah is supposed to be sweet. We make a berachas Torah, which is something we should really focus more on in the mornings. To make a proper berachas Torah, we ask Hashem v'harev na. Why do we ask Hashem for the Torah to be sweet? We don't ask this for any other mitzvah, because part of the mitzvah of learning Torah, as brought in Avnei Nezer, there's a Rishon, Rabbeinu Avram Nahar. Still remember from Rav Asher in the Dharam, Rabbeinu Avram Nahar said that even though other mitzvahs is a concept of mitzvahs lav lahenes nenu, that mitzvahs are not given for anah, When it comes to Torah, Rabbi Avraham Menahar says, it is lahanasinu. Torah is meant to be pleasurable. It's part of the mitzvah of Torah. Torah should be sweet. Torah should be pleasurable. So you have to find for yourself. Again, you can't just jump from thing to thing. But as you some guys are already of the age, some guys are younger, so I can't say anything. But at some point you have to make a decision and decide and see where I get a satisfaction from my learning. Where do I enjoy my learning? What style of learning? Learning faster, learning slower, learning with this rishon, with that rishon. Just taisus, no taisus, right? Finding what works for you in an honest way, in a sincere way, but works for you, not to just be meshuvah, not to be enslaved to what everyone else is telling you have to do when you trap. Unfortunately, there are people that give up from learning. It's a sad thing. There are people that give up from learning completely because they don't enjoy it. They don't like the style. Okay, learning's not for me. What do you mean learning's not for you? There's so many ways to learn. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. Many of our own bachrim, we got hooked onto Torah through English svarim. There's so much to learn, and we should even while we're maybe, let's say, following a certain path to give it a try, we should still have our own seder part of the time. We enjoy Rekelish's Torah, and you don't always have Rekelish's Torah. Find a sefer that works along that line of thought that you enjoy, that you get a satisfaction from. To find a sipuk, to find learning that's beautiful to you, that you could say, Mana Torah zeh, how beautiful is this Torah? Torah is beautiful. Every word of Torah is beautiful. Every part of Torah is beautiful, but there's no question that each of us have a different mind and a different neshama, a different heart, and we find a different beauty. We all see the beauty quicker or connect to different areas of Torah. It's important that we find our areas of Torah and not to just worry about everybody else, what other people have to think about it. Find our own areas of Torah and pursue it, and really attach ourselves to Torah. We should be zaycha. We should be zaycha. I was recently. I just had one thing. Recently I heard that a Rabbi was upset at me. Whatever it was, because I let a certain bacher came to my yeshiva, and he stopped going to shir. It's like mamash the churban. The Rebbe said the bacher thinks that he can make a decision. He's young. It bothered me a lot. Yes, he can make a decision. He's not 15 years old. He's old enough to make a decision. What learning satisfies him? What learning talks to him? How he feels he can learn a sugya. You have to have a certain independence, and of course we should ask our rebbeim. But you have to find a rebbe that understands you and understands the value of our own special connection, our own chelak in Torah. Does anyone, I don't, Raquel said I could do what I want today, but does anyone have any questions on this topic? I'm just curious if anyone wants to ask a question. What do you say?
All muted.
All muted. So they could either stick up their hand or they could stick up their yellow hand, the Zoom hand. Yeah. Who's brave enough to ask a question? Maybe no one has a question. Okay, no questions. So Shlomo, I listen to Raquel sometimes. Shlomo Guri, would you? Raquel said we can do a song.
I would love to.
Okay, thank you, Shlomo.
Just got what you're saying so far.
Shua stick a song.
I don't know. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, I have one.
Sahab Sachlivi, or you pick.
Ve'ata, kiss v'lachem.
Okay, that's good.
Ve'ata, kiss v'lachem. Yes, Ashira Hazais. I will Amidas B'nai Israel. V'yata Kisvu Lachem. Yes, Ashira Hazais. V'yelamedas b'nei Yisrael. Ay, 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 t'hayrak t'isha. S'chaneni b'vakasha. B'nei tzur narais b'kdusha. Tayrak Taisha Schanini Mivakasha Isanini Mivakasha.
It's beautiful. Is it Chaim's Chaimitas with you?
Yeah, he was like in the middle of like getting a haircut, so I didn't want to like.
Oh, how are you, Chaimito?
Doing good, Rabbi. How are you? I'm a
Good.
shy also.
I make her. I can't call everybody out, but you know who you are. Some of you, please. I would love to hear from you. Okay, if you still have my number. If not, I'll give you my number. Um, I'll put I'll put it on the chat. So you did use brave. You did has a question. Can you unmute? You did you? Well, unless you did, you wants to sing. I'm not sure.
I don't want to sing. I have a terrible voice, but I do have a question. Rabbi says that we should all find our own, like, your own style of learning. But if you're in a yeshiva and the first seder, they're all learning, let's say, Be'in, and you like to do not Be'in, isn't there like there is something about, like, you know, if you learn in a black hat yeshiva, you're not going to come in without a black hat, even if your minhag is not to wear a black hat, because there's something about a Mesorah, you know, like you learn from a Rebbe and the Rebbe teaches this style, you take it. Like, isn't Judaism all about Mesorah? We get it from, you know, Harsinesh passed down, and then you decide to come and like you're 22, so maybe go find a different Rebbe who teaches your style, but like, who are you to just stop in like the middle of yeshiva and say, I don't like what the yeshiva is doing, I'm going to do my own thing? Like, so go find a crowd that's for you, because at the end of the day, like, we're all about Mesorah, following the crowd. Like, it's good to have some independence, but not like just do whatever you want.
It's a great question, Didier. I think there were almost like two parts to the question. What I heard from you, one is you have to al-tifresh min hatzibur, you have to be respectful to the place that you're learning. Some yeshivas, it's not my style. You know, in my new yeshiva, which is modeled a lot after our yeshiva, but to force guys into one way. Some yeshivas, you know, try to make everyone do the same thing, and everyone has to chazer shir, you know, these 2 hours, and everyone has to do the same thing. And they do it, I think, a lot for the toelis of the rabbim. If everyone's doing the same thing, it strengthens, and they get very nervous when one guy, you know, wants to do his own thing. It's going to disrupt everybody else, and other people are going to want to start doing it. You know, obviously, because maybe my own experiences, I don't like that. But I think you did. There is a concept of tifresh min hatzibur. So I think you have to ask, like I said, you may have to ask the Rebbeim in your yeshiva whether they're okay or whether they think it's a good idea, or ask Rabbi from a different yeshiva that you're for a Kalish, ask someone what he thinks about it. And then if they don't like it, or you know it's going to disrupt them, then maybe you have to find another place. I know there's a yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael. I think his name is Rabbi Yaakov Friedman. He has a yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael where they learn 2 blot or something a week, and they learn it well, but they learn faster, and they learn the same sechta throughout the zman, the whole day. And they're bachram, that very chashav bachram. There's a Rebbe in the Merkaz today, trying to remember his name right now, who was with me in Yishuv for Akwe, big Talmud Chacham, who went there as a bachar because he wanted to be part of yeshiva. That Oh, thank you, Kobe. Rabbi Yehuda Litwin, Shlita. So Rabbi Litwin liked learning quicker, and he went to this yeshiva. So there is a point you did just saying that if you could find a chabura, being part of a chabura, a yeshiva, where you have a Rebbe learning, along your style, 100%. You did just absolutely right. That's the best. That's the ideal. Again, that's why I said it's a dangerous topic. But nonetheless, I think Rav Kalish has said this before. Any things that are valuable can be misused, but I think it nonetheless has to be said because a person has to not feel that he's just trapped just because everyone is doing it like he's a criminal. You're not a criminal if you decide you don't want to learn regular first morning seder the way everyone else is doing. You're not a criminal. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should do it anyways. But you're not a criminal if you would do otherwise. Every word of Torah is precious, and there are people that mamish waste for seder. I mean, what should I tell you? The people that don't know what to do with their time and they sit there doing nothing, like chas v'shalom to learn quicker. Better you don't learn. Better you spend the 3 hours like twiddling your thumbs because you can't go ahead because chas v'shalom, you should go faster than everyone else. What should I tell you? It's a problem. That's not good either. So, but it's not a simple discussion, and there are people that could misuse it. But I think there's more of a problem. What I see is the other way around, that people are just too afraid, don't understand this concept of Ein Adam Laimed Alamash Aliba Chavis. We have so many more Talmidei Chacham out there that are burnt out because they feel trapped into whatever is going on in their yeshiva. So Binyamin wants to sing Kavi, I think, because he's asking for Kavi and I'm not singing it. So Binyamin, did you want to sing?
Hello, Rabbi. Let's rock. Let's do it.
You want to sing?
Nope, but I'll do it anyways.
You're wow. You're a Nevardika. So Binyamin's very, very sweet. He just wants to give me chizuk. I made one nice song. Okay, thank you. Binyamin's a closed Talmud. Most people don't know any of my songs. I haven't made it into the Waterbury. It hasn't made it into the Waterbury fold yet. But Binyamin's brave enough to sing it to the island. Maybe Shlomo, do you know it? But maybe. All right, Binyamin, let's go. If you're willing to sing it, then I appreciate it.
Can I ask Rabbi where the Gemara in Mashli V'Chavetz is?
But that's Gemara Avodah Zarah in New Testament.
Thank you, Rabbi. Okay. I just want to be.
Binyamin. We start with Kavi first, and then the second time go to I just wanted.
Oh shoot! Wait, so how does it start then?
Kavi El Hashem.
Oh right. Sorry, I guess I'm not that big of a Talmud. I have to work on that. Kavi El Hashem. Oy Kavi El Hashem. Oy Kavi El Hashem. Kavi El Hashem. Kavi El Hashem. Oy Kavi El Hashem. Kavi El Hashem. Kavi Chazak v'yametz libecha. Oy v'kavi El Hashem. Kavi El Hashem. Kavi El Hashem. Kavi Chazak v'yametz libecha. Oy v'kavi El Hashem. I just want to be an Eved Hashem. I just want to be an Eved Hashem. I just want to be an Eved Hashem. An Eved Hashem. An Eved Hashem. Oy Kavi El Hashem. Kavi El Hashem. Kavi Chazak v'yametz libecha. Oy v'kaveh el Hashem, kaveh el Hashem, kaveh. Kaveh el Hashem, kaveh, kaveh, chazak v'yametz libecha, v'kaveh el Hashem.
That was beautiful. Wow. Binyamin, I didn't know you had such a beautiful voice. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. We got a request from a poem from Yitzi. Yitzi, you have anything up your Yitzi Race? You have anything up your sleeve? On this.
Short sleeves today.
Yeah. Who else? Let's get one more. One more. Ari Nussbaum. I haven't seen in a while. Ari, can you play something? Ari?
Hey, Rabbi.
Ari, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Rabbi?
Good. I don't get to see you. I just see like a picture of you.
Yeah, I have to put on a shirt. Give me a sec.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm Michael.
What does Rabbi want to hear?
Whatever you got. Whatever you got.
Alrighty, I'm thinking, what should I play? Two. A second.
We got to see you, Ari. So put on the suit and want to see you.
Gotcha, Rabbi, I gotcha. Okay, boom. There we go.
How are you, Ari?
I'm doing good. How's Rabbi?
Baruch Hashem. It's really nice to see you.
It's good to see you as well. All right, what are we playing, Rabbi?
Whatever your heart desires. Ein adam lo min masha libo chafetz.
I've walked alone, and I know it's true, but it's not the same as singing with you. Life is so much better with harmony together. We could outstorm any weather with harmony together. Many colors blend as one. You and everyone are harmony. It's hard to find. It can shy away the darkest nights. Soon they lay down the guns and knives. No more dark clouds in the skies. Our enemies have walked away, singing softly as they say, life is so much better with harmony together. Life is so much better with harmony together.
Beautiful. Is that yours, Ari?
No, it's eighth day.
Who's eighth day? Wow.
Yeah.
Such talent, this yeshiva.
Yeah, we got it from our Rabbi.
Oh yeah, sure. Definitely got it from me.
Yeah, how do you think I'm writing a book, Rabbi? No, I'm kidding. Rabbi.
Joshua, you want to sing? See, I want to do something different, right? Kalish puts on all the professionals. I want to just some new.
No, I'm sorry.
Who else, guys? Who else? What? I'm sorry, I'm enjoying myself too much. You guys probably want to go. Anyone? We got one more. Anyone? We're gonna make Shlomo sing again, or so we have another volunteer. Manny, who's up next? Manny, you want to sing?
I think Josh, you should share some words.
Words of Torah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. Joshi, either sing or say Torah.
I think I'll follow Manny. If Manny's has some words of wisdom this year, maybe I'll go after him.
Joshi, the island wants to hear you. Just say a few words.
We didn't give him much time to prepare. Maybe we should give him 5.
Rabbi Yosef Casper is on here. I just unmuted him. I think perfect candidate.
Hey, what's up?
So
Rabbi?
I have an idea. I don't want to hold the island too long, although I can go on forever because I'm having fun. But maybe Yosef will sing something, and then Joshua will say something, and then we'll close. Okay, Josh, you have 5 minutes to think of something.
Wow. Am I unmuted right now?
Yes, you are.
Ah, nice. All right, let me.
Yosef, are you still giving haircuts?
Yeah, in Passaic.
Oh, could use some help in water.
I was there yesterday. Okay, so let me just get in my car here. Hold on. You have any preferences, Rabbi?
No, whatever you like is good with me. If the island has a preference, they could vote.
All right, cool. Yitzi Race, do you have any preference? Okay, I think I have a song. I'll just sing Akra.
Ooh,
Okay.
my son's favorite song. Yona, come here.
All right, let's do it. Akra leilakim el yain. Akra leilakim el yain. Lakel goimer alav. Akra leilakim el yain. Akra leilakim el yain. Akra leilakim el yain. Lakel goimer alav. Akra leilakim el yain. Yishlach mishamayim mi'yishieni chayrev shayafis elah. Yishlach Elohikim chazdai b'amitai. Ekra Elohikim el yain. Yishlach mi shamayim mi'yishieni chayrev shayafis elah. Yishlach Elohikim chazdai b'amitai. Akra Elohikim el yain. Shkayach. Take a look at the Passaic racquetball courts, which I am currently at.
Beautiful, Yosef. Thank you.
Shkayach.
All right, Josh, you
Looking
ready?
forward to hearing Joshi.
No, I'm not ready, but I'll say one small thing because Rabbi asked.
Thank you so much, Josh.
The only thing I thought of, right, Kalish recently said a Mishnah and Avos about that you have to be Zahar with Tvila and Kriya Shema. So Rabbi Yona's Girsa, you have to be Zahar with Kriya Shema Yosemi Tvila. That's Rabbi Yona's Girsa of the Mishnah. So at first, when I saw it, and Rabbi Yona explains what's the reason, because Man Kriya Shema ends earlier than Zman Tvila. So, meaning, I think he says Vasikin. I don't know, maybe it's a shita that it ends Vasikin. I'm not sure. But he says Zman Kriya Shema is Vasikin, Zman Tvila is at the 4th hour of the day. So when I first learned it, I was bothered by like I don't understand. When I first understood it, when I first read it, I understood it to be that the reason why I have to be careful with Kriya Shema over Tefillah because Kriya Shema is deraisa and Zman Tefillah is derabbanan. So first, like I was bothered by it as a kasha, but then I understood what Rabbi is. Maybe he's even addressing that point. Is that he's saying that no, just the opposite. One might think to say that the reason why you have to be zar with Kriya Shema over Tefillah is because that's Mr. Deraisa, that's Mr. Derabbanan. But he's teaching you that's not the way we look at mitzvahs. Obviously, there's levels and there's times where we're over regarding different halachas. We're more makel on our banas or deraisas. But in general, our cook on life, the way we look at things has to be that no, you have to follow Hashem's Torah. However, the reason why what the Mishnah is saying to be more careful with Kriya Shema over Tefillah is because Kriya Shema before Tefillah. That's why. That's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Havizar kimitzvah kala kachamura, right? You have to take every mitzvah seriously. Very geschmack. Thank you, Joshi.
Pleasure.
And on the spot. I'm sorry to put you on the spot like that. All right. I really thank everybody. And I'm sorry I control myself from saying hi to every single person. But if you call me or text me, you will make my day. Just putting it out there. And everyone should have an excellent day. You should keep on such a Kiddush Hashem that you learn with Kiddush every day. It's such a Kiddush Hashem. I know you guys love it, but that makes it a greater Kiddush Hashem that we're enjoying our Torah. You're enjoying the Torah the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. Mana Torah Zeh, how beautiful is the Torah. Everyone should be able to find their chelik in Torah, appreciate the beauty of Torah, and be zeicha this Shavuos to a very, very special Kabbalah Torah. Thank you. And thank you, Nachum. Thank you, Shlomo, Joshi, Ari, Yosef, for all the Binyamin for the contributions.
Thank you.